Rise and Quake 2 and Pantera Drag the Waters, but it was an instrumental version. So if you're curious, if you guys hated the music, sorry, but I personally can't stand dance or dubstep. That is not me. So unfortunately, you're just going to have to deal with that on the pauses. It was 1-0. Currently resides at 1-0 to Copenhagen Wolves. 21-19 was the first map. The way that the betting system works here and CSGO Lounge works is that if a team wins 2-0, they will take home the skins, or people that bet for them will take home the skins, I should say. If it ends at 1-1, it's basically nullified, so it counts as a void bet, I guess you could say, and you'll get your skins back. Lugna, 1298. It was Quake 2, Operation Overlord. Old school game. Personally loved that. I'm showing my age a tiny bit there, aren't I? And Pantera Drag the Waters. Although it's an instrumental version, so it wasn't, you know, the original. I personally love the original version, but I realise that having someone screaming may be a bit too much, whereas they can appreciate the instruments a tiny bit more. So that's why I go for the instrumental version for you guys. Sark or Kark, I'm not sure if that's a silent C or a harsh C. It's just the way the league system works. So I'll give you, again, I'll just quickly Alt-Tab, so I apologise if the if you get a bit of strange FPS lag on the stream, but it will be momentarily with you. So the way that it works is that you get points per win of map, and it is a league system. So there's 10 teams, Virtus Pro Gamers 2, Copenhagen Wolves, Na'Vi, Property, Penta, Mouse Sports, Flipside, Dignitas and HellRaisers are all parts of this league. And each map counts as points. So for example, HellRaisers are currently bottom of the board with 3 wins, 5 losses. And Copenhagen Wolves are 3 wins, 2 losses. It will be 4 wins and 2 losses after that first map, of course. And Copenhagen Wolves currently reside at 3rd. Although not every team's played the same amount of games. So that isn't necessarily too indicative of how the league is currently going. Hope that helps. If you enjoy the stream, by the way, guys, hit that follow button. I'm new to streaming and casting at the same time. It is actually my personal stream as well, so I do stream a lot here playing games. So if you're enjoying it, by all means hit that. It's really going to help the stream out a lot. I'd highly appreciate that. If not, then just sit back and enjoy the games. There are going to be more games coming up this evening as well, guys. After this, there is going to be Flipside playing twice against Penta and then Gamers 2. They are also going to be 2 mappers. Gunch, I've casted a lot of Counter-Strike, but this is the first time that I'm streaming and casting at the same time. Because my graphics card up until recently was terrible, so I couldn't literally stream. So that's the reason why. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Just as long as you guys are having fun, that's all that matters to me. So let's hope this is going to be another great map of Counter-Strike. That is the dream. I think we're about ready to jump into the first round here. I'm going to find out very shortly when I see the positions of the players. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be live. HellRaisers CT side. And of course, Copenhagen Wolves going to be chilling out on the T side. Cillian has been stuck in a pretty scary position for him, but he just about manages to snake his way out of that situation with 54 HP to his name. Copenhagen Wolves had a really impressive T showing on Overpass. This is a completely different kettle of fish altogether. This is HellRaisers' choice of map as well, so you'd fancy him to do pretty well. But here we go, Copenhagen Wolves breaking the deadlock with 2 quick-fire headshots. And it's going to open up A very nicely indeed, and they should get this bomb planted. Kutcher was making a bit of a nuisance of himself in pit, but he's been dropped alongside Angel. And now Dozier. Wow. 4 versus 1. I do not envy your position right now, bro. And he gets dropped. Why is everyone asking the same question for 10 minutes? Either trolls or they've just joined the stream, dude. Either way, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. What graphics card did I get? I'm kind of useless with computer stuff, but I believe it was NVIDIA 750 ATI? TI? Whatever it is. I don't know. I suck with computers. I got told that certain graphics cards were good, and I picked one up that was quite cheap because I'm broke. Either way, Copenhagen Wolves. They got themselves some weapons. Got themselves 2 AKs, 2 SMGs, and a CZ. Armor across the board. Quite a few grenades as well in their back pockets. And they are looking to overrun A very quickly. Adren, though, in Graveyard. And he's going to be looking to put down some pain and suffering, and he's done just that. He's got himself 2. And I think he absolutely wrecked Snappy as well. Kutcher finished that one off, and Adren gets a 1-tap. A dream headshot to freeze. Cillian must be like, guys, what the hell is going on in A? You've just been mullered. He's got 50 seconds to try and salvage this for his team, but it's not going to happen. That full house of frags. Adren picks himself up a triple. Kutcher got himself a double. Very nicely done. And that, in a nutshell, is the power of the 5.7, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like it's a massively underrated weapon. Everyone goes on about the Tech 9 being brutal, but the 5.7, if you put that gun in the right hands, that will absolutely rip teams to shreds. Yeah, Ben Wiles, that's the graphics card I got, dude. 750 Ti with 2GB of RAM. Memory, sorry. There you go. As I was talking, a couple of players did exchange gunshots, but it's Angel that's coming out better. Oh, it would have been more frags, but he just ran out of bullets. It's one of the only downsides of the FAMAS. Only 25 bullets in the magazine. It can come back to haunt you sometimes. And that was one of those situations. But Angel, work was done. Yes, Gunsh, I did cast COD 4 way back in the day. It's when I first started casting. It was a good 6 or 7 years ago now. See 3 players just kind of chilling around mid. Hunden, Freeze and Cillian. They got time to play with, so you can't really fault them for this decision. They're trying to get information, maybe a cheeky peek onto somebody. It's lagging a bit compared to the first map. I hope that isn't too much of an issue. I haven't dropped any frames, guys. So maybe try refreshing the stream if you're having issues right now. It may help. 18 seconds left on the timer. He's really leaving this to the last few seconds, and Adren is going to punish Freeze that from the pit area. And Copenhagen Wolves did this a bunch of times on overpass as well. They didn't give themselves anywhere near enough time to get that bomb planted and actually clutch out the round. They've got to try and plant with 3 seconds to go, and that's just not going to happen. I don't fancy Cillian's chances of saving this weapon either. He's got himself 1. Oh my god, he saved the weapon and he got a kill. I'm done. I did not think that was going to happen at all. P.S. man, I love you. Thank you, man. Thank you. It's very kind of you to say. I think I may have got your name a tiny bit wrong there, but the chat's going pretty quick. Tech 9's on a Galil. Copenhagen Wolves, lots of work to do. HellRaisers looking good so far on their choice of map. This is something that I'm expecting to see a whole lot. Is T's being here until about, I would say 30 seconds to go in the round, and they may start to push up through mid. They may very well try and push through B, but this is really standard Inferno play. There's nothing out of the ordinary here from either side. You'd expect to see this a whole bunch. It's going to come, I really do feel like it's going to come down to those entry frags here on Inferno. But here we go, they're going to be pushing into A. Cillian gets the upper hand on the first kill, but there's Angel ripping through the back boxes. He's got 2, he's about to get pushed aggressively from Cillian. And hey, Copenhagen Wolves going against what I just said. You know, I said they'd probably wait there until about 30 seconds to go, but they pushed in faster, and that could definitely be one of the reasons why they managed to break through. They've got the bomb planted. This is going to be a fairly difficult hold for them, though, I've got to say, because that grenade, oh my goodness, SMF just about survived by the skin of his teeth. That grenade, if it was 1 inch to the left, he was dead. He was a dead man. Kutcher, though, does get a kill onto Freeze. And SMF and Cillian, all that remains. That's a nice play from Cillian. Gets 1, very nearly gets 2, but bought up enough time from SMF to shoot him from the side. And now Mao does not have enough time, surely, to defuse this bomb and get the kill. SMF is going to peek, and he doesn't get killed. Mao turns around. Put all of his eggs in that basket. And they just exploded on his face. He is going to be disappointed with that one, and I'm sure HellRaisers will be too. Oh man, Mao. Oh man. thought HellRaisers had a really good chance at retaking that, judging off the health bars of both teams and the differences in weapons, but I think he just assumed that he got that kill. I do that a lot personally, so I can't really badmouth him too much, but in a one-on-one, you really have to make sure you get that kill first. Adren's in a really good position here if he plays his cards right, but he peeked too soon. If he just waits there, I feel like he had a good chance. But there's Kutcher trying to make the amends for his fallen teammate. Trying to get as many frags as possible, put down as much damage as possible. He has been dinked though. And now Mao moves into position with the dig. Can he get any one digs off? No, but he does get the fourth shot there that connects onto Snappy's backside. And now Freeze pushing on towards Mao. He has been tagged down, actually gets dropped from Mao. Nice work from him. It's all on Dozia. A 1 and 2, has a P250 in his hands. In fact, he could very well pull this one off, you know. If he gets this first pick, I fancy his chances. Oh, he kind of whiffed that. Probably should have got that kill. He's still on 100 HP. And somehow Asilian, who is made of iron at this point, is still alive. And then somehow Dozier gets the couple kills that he requires to take the third round down for HellRaisers. I thought that he'd shot way too soon there. And that he'd thrown his opportunities away. But Dozier comes back up again. We've already seen him clutch once today. There's the second. Huge round for HellRaisers. Allows them to buy up a mixed match of weapons. They've got themselves an MP9, a couple of FAMASs, a couple of assault rifles as well. I'm still a bit speechless, honestly, at what I just witnessed. Dozier. Wowzers. HellRaisers fans are going to be worshipping at your feet for that clutch. I think Copenhagen Wolves are going to be pretty angry at their team right now, but here we go. Dozier, that man, the myth, the legend, is on the side. He's got himself one, but he's overrun from the side there. Asilian with the Tech 9 will finally put him down with the headshot. Bomb's been planted. Advantage in terms of manpower is in favour of Copenhagen Wolves, but do you have a couple players who are heavily tagged up? We saw last time this situation was in effect that HellRaisers were unable to seal the deal, and with Freeze getting that Tech 9 headshot onto Mao, that definitely looks less and less likely. CT's realising that, and they are going to back on off and save their weapons. 2 assault rifles. Smart thing to do. 2 on 4, don't fancy that. We're looking for exit frags. Kutcher desperately needs to keep that weapon alive. He's down to 4 HP. And he is going to get pushed. He's thrown down the smoke to try and buy himself up a tiny bit more time. He just needs to hide in this corner. And he will save that weapon, and Freeze gets over-aggressive. And he gets put down. Those of you that may just be joining right now, first map went to Copenhagen Wolves. It went 21-19. Very nice game to watch, cast. Both teams really just pouring their heart and soul into that map. It was an overpass. And here we're currently in the second and final map of this game on Inferno, which was HellRaisers' choice. Currently resides at 3 on 3. Kutcher's been spotted. He does get dropped a tiny bit there, down to 56. I say a tiny bit, that's almost half his HP. That's pretty costly for him, that exchange. And he wasn't able to give as good as he got. Hunden throwing up the smoke. Here we go. Looks like it's going to be a set piece on towards A. And the bomb planter is still pushing in. Adren gets himself a double. There's Kutcher as well. The man that was dropped to 56 does finally get Hunden on the third or fourth time of asking. And now it's all on that man, Asilian. 20 HP, and he gets headshot from Angel. HellRaisers, they're not winning these rounds comfortably. This is a constant slog, right to the end of each round. Copenhagen Wolves are taking them the distance. On another day, this could easily be 4-3 to Copenhagen Wolves. Hell, it could be 5-2 to Copenhagen Wolves, the way this game's gone. Another force buy from the Wolves. Tech 9, P250, 2 Galils, and a final Tech 9 in the hands of Asilian. Bomb planter, or carrier, I should say, Snappy. Once again, surprise, surprise, it's going to be a banana hold. They could potentially go in for this one aggressively, though. They're already setting up for a likely push with 1 minute 10 still on the timer. Here we go, Dozier opens up, and it's going to be a quick push in from Copenhagen Wolves, and so far it hasn't necessarily gone their way. It's nice spray through the smoke there from Dozier. He knew exactly what was coming to him. He's heard the player planting. He's going to push in with a 5-7, trying to put down suppressing fire, but doesn't push in. And Copenhagen Wolves did well to get the bomb planted there. It's very unlikely that they'll end up clutching this round. There we go, freeze. Does get dropped, but still, to get that bomb plant is pretty significant. It will give them a little bit more money in their back pocket. Hey, XG Lende, thanks, man. Glad you're enjoying the stream. As I said before, if you have any feedback, good or bad, constructive criticism, feel free to throw it over on Twitter at MetDisTV. I'll read all of them, good or bad. I want to improve as much as possible. Also, give me feedback on the stream if there's anything that you'd like to see improved. I've already heard about the 60 FPS thing. I'll do my best to try and make that happen next time around. Look at this again. Copenhagen Wolves, who are on eco this time around. Snappy going in first. And he has been dropped, and he's got the bomb in his hands. That's a really strange decision for me. Why would you go entry fragging first in with the bomb? You've just dropped it in a horrible position for the rest of your team. And now the CTs can just swarm around the bomb, and they know this round is theirs. Yes, it's an eco, so you can't really get too butthurt about this. But still, it's an interesting choice. As the meat grinder is an effect from HellRaisers. Take a quick drink, keep myself nice and hydrated. There's lots more CS action coming up tonight for me. It's going to be a buy-up from Copenhagen Wolves. Molly's going to stop them in their tracks for a tiny bit there into Banana. But to be honest, Copenhagen Wolves have shown that they can play at different tempos. They can play super fast, you know, aggression. But they can also play a bit slower and steadier and try and play to the last few seconds. I think it is kind of a drawback of their tactics, though, that a couple of times in Overpass, and we've already seen it on Inferno as well, they'll wait until sort of 10 seconds to try and get that bomb planted. And more often than not, it's actually put them in a really horrible position where they end up losing from there. So, you know, I'd hope from Copenhagen Wolves' perspective that they do get a bit more of a move on in some of these rounds. Easier said than done, though, of course. Flashbangs being exchanged between the two teams, but nothing of real value. No real estate has been claimed. Here we go. That's going to change right here, right now. Mao's opening up through the smoke. He has tagged up Hunden, I believe that was, down to 37. Asilian's on 48 as well, so the early exchanges here have certainly gone the way of HellRaisers, especially now that Hunden's been finished off. But look at Asilian's positioning. He's managed to get his way all the way in, and he's got himself 2 frags. SMF's also got himself 1. In the blink of an eye, the tables have well and truly turned in Copenhagen Wolves' favour. Huge passage of play for the Danes. They've got the bomb planted. And I tell you what, HellRaisers have already got half a mind to just save these weapons. You can see that the Dozy is moving back towards T steps. And Angel is in CT spawn. They have no interest in trying to clutch this one. Dozy gets the exit frag onto freeze as they go looking. And Copenhagen Wolves, they do manage to claim this round. That's going to be 4 on the side to them. I think the key part of that round, honestly, was Asilian managing to push all the way through long and nearly get onto the site. And he was in such a good position once they got that first entry. He was just had his sights trained onto Library. I got that second frag, and from there on in, it was just one-way traffic. Copenhagen Wolves were never going to lose that round from that position. So, HellRaisers, they need to be a bit more careful there. There was a couple smokes thrown down in long. I think it was Mal that opened up in long, trying to spray someone through that smoke. And maybe a lack of communication, maybe just a bit of misfortune for CT side. Angel playing aggressive. I love to see this. When players just do something out of left field, you don't expect it. So we saw Freeze do this a bunch of times on Overpass, constantly moving position with the AWP, getting picks as a result. I do like to see aggressive plays like that from players. And now with that one frag, not only did it get them a kill, it gave them a bit of early information. That, of course, will change because there's still a minute to go in this round. But it's these small things that prove to be so, so big. Cast to take my energy. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'll try and absorb it through the computer screen for you. I'm not sure how that would work. I'll give it my best shot, though. Kutcher on the balcony area is just lurking around here. 40 seconds to go. Copenhagen Wolves once again setting up for an A push. The bomb and all players are here. Let's have a look. It's SMF that is in the apps right now. And Kutcher is surely going to get some play with him very shortly. It's Snappy that pushes in. And Adren seemed a bit slow on the mark there. And again, the opening pick in this exchange goes in favour of Copenhagen Wolves. They've got themselves 2. And now it's all on Mao, who is on the site. And he gets killed. And this is almost a carbon copy of the last round that I just casted. Assylians got into library. They get picks on quad. And then they just steamroll in. This is even a 4v2 and it's the same remaining 2 players. Dozier and Angel. This time around they're not playing as passive. They're not going to be trying to save quite as readily and quickly. But the result is going to be the same. They need to do something about this, you know, HellRaisers. Because Copenhagen Wolves have just picked up their 5th round. And 5 rounds on Inferno. They won't want to finish with that. But if they can pick up another couple rounds, they'll be very happy with that result. HellRaisers now are going to start to feel the pressure a tiny bit more. Please, Ninja. Deoxy, I think that's a bit too... That's maybe a bit too optimistic, mate. For him to get past 3 players and Ninja defuse, that'd have been pretty amazing. Can you saw blurp? I'm not sure what you mean there. Pudding boom. Again, it's going to be actually 3 players going in Banana. You've got Snappy and SMF going through perhaps very quickly, but it's Angel who plays aggressively, not for the first time in Banana. And again, he does get himself an exchange of frags. Lots of action coming through here into App. Somehow Snappy gets the upper hand on both players. A running headshot onto Adren. He had no right to pull that off. Snappy should not be getting both of those kills. And again, Copenhagen Wolves are starting to just push their way through onto A. Snappy, somehow, still alive. Channeling his inner Wolverine. He will not go down. Freeze on 100 HP. Snappy, 29. Assylian, 34. I still can't believe that Snappy survived that exchange. I cannot believe it. And he is very nearly going to get himself another one. It's Mao that's in no man's land. He gets surrounded. It's all going to be on Dozier. He's in a good position. He gets himself one. We've already seen him clutch a couple rounds, but he's not going to be able to get a 3rd clutch. And Assylian holds on for dear life. And the Copenhagen Wolves bring it back to 6-6. And the key play there was Snappy. In a nutshell, it was Snappy's 2-man in apps. That I cannot believe happened. I still can't believe that just happened. It was a culmination of HellRaisers kind of derping a tiny bit, I've got to say, and Snappy just being a god. That 2nd frag on Adren was just amazing. So we go from a 6-2, 6-3 steamrolling effort from HellRaisers, looking like they could even finish on double figures, even maybe 11-4, to suddenly back to 6-on-6. And Dozier this time is going to take over from Angel and play aggressive down Banana. He gets punished, and now B's ripe for the take. And there is cavalry charging in. That is going to be Adren. It's Kutcher that's getting action right now. The bomb is being planted. Adren, the man I just mentioned going through ruins, has been dropped, and now it's all on Mount. Let's switch across to him from his perspective. 1v4 clutch. He turns around just as he's about to come head-to-head with the player. And he gets dropped. And Copenhagen Wolves have just took the lead on T side. The momentum is all in their favour. Thanks, Crash Neck, I think is the way you pronounce that. Do tell me if I'm wrong. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. Double up setup for HellRaisers. Trying to switch it up. Try something new. Went back to the drawing board, and AWP seemed to be the order of the day, but they have lost the first player, and that's going to somewhat make that double AWP combo a tiny bit more vulnerable right now. Especially with the changes to the AWP recently. You can't quite be as mobile as before. Kutcher's going to be running with it in the apps. 2 players coming up, it's Snappy and SMF. That's a beautiful shot from Kutcher. In fact, he very nearly got the double there. I think he's only a couple of millimeters away, and Dozier sees the toenails of Assylian and will shoot them right off. If you ever stubbed your toe, you know how painful that is. You can't even blame Assylian for going down easily. And HellRaisers, maybe, just maybe they can pull this back to an 8-7. But still wouldn't be a phenomenal half for them. especially considering they were 6-3 up at one point. But hey, it's a lot better than the alternative of another 9-6 deficit. And this is a map a lot of people thought HellRaisers would run away with, and so far it's been anything but that. 3-on-2 though, Copenhagen Wolves, that's a nice headshot from SMF, and that's going to give them the plant onto A again. Freeze only with 3 HP, but there is no grenade on the side of HellRaisers, so they're going to have to pick him up with pure bullets. This is actually pretty good positions right now for Copenhagen Wolves. This is not going to be easy. Molotov comes in, Dozzy with a nice headshot. Are they going to guess that Freeze is there in Graveyard? It looks like Dozzy has sniffed this one out, and he does get the kill. A much-needed round for HellRaisers that looked a bit scary for them for a few seconds there, but they do pull it back, 7-7. Man, you never realise how awesome water is until you're, like, thirsty as hell. I know that's probably the most random comment I'm going to make today, but there you go. It's out there now. So, last round of the half. HellRaisers again going to force up here with a FAMAS, but it's Freeze that actually gets the first kill, and he gets the second as well. Adren comes in. He gets himself 2 in retaliation. That's nice play. Angel, aggressive as ever, gets himself 2. And when Freeze gets the opening 2 picks, you're thinking, Copenhagen Wolves, this is smooth sailing. They should be able to just open up the sails and get away. But instead, it looks like they're going to capsize. SMF, 1 minute and 10 to play with. This is not impossible for him. He's got 100% of his HP remaining. He's got a full mixed match of grenades at his disposal. He's got armor. This is doable for him. And he's going to be pop flashing through. And he's going to push in to the gunfire of Dozia. A bit of a, yeah, a bit of an anticlimactic end there. Overs affect this commentator, Freeze. I was told that he is Freeze, right? Am I just pronouncing his name wrong? I apologise. I'm pretty bad when it comes to pronouncing people's names, I'm not going to lie. I've always had that issue for like 6-7 years of casting. But as Pong said there in chat, I fully agree. HR... They have the HellRaisers, I should say, have the capabilities of pulling off crazy T-sides. They can definitely get huge amounts of rounds on T-side. There's no doubting that. And we actually saw that as well on Overpass. They lost 9-6 on CT side of Overpass, and they came back to take it in overtime. So these guys, they have very good strats. I mean, typically, if a side's very good on T, it means they've got a really good shot caller. Do I commentate streams in order? I'm not sure what you mean by that, bro. Can you elaborate, please? Sorry. Here we go. Back into the thick of the action. Oh, it's a beautiful grenade from Adren. Lands on the forehead of Asilian. Dozzy gets the assist there as well. Mao heavy tags up Freeze, who goes back into apps and tries to keep himself alive. Dozzy is now pushing through mid. Does catch a glimpse of a player. That was snappy. He's moved himself back towards quad, trying to take as many defensive positions as possible, allowing the rest of the CTs to move in. He's getting so much information. Freeze gets the headshot with the USP. Here we go. It's all about the headshots here, and it's all going the CT's way. Comes in with the knife. He does get the knife kill onto Angel. And somehow, Dozia has got dropped as well from SMF, who picks up 4 kills, one of which was a knife. And Copenhagen Wolves have got the 8-8. I don't even. Get knifed, son. That was just pure carnage, pure mayhem. MP nice, UMP, M4, and an MP7. Big mixed match buy up here from Copenhagen Wolves. We saw HellRaisers eco Copenhagen Wolves a bunch of times. And this time it's not even going to be a full eco. They've gone for pistol upgrades with armor. They've got a few grenades in the mix as well. That's got slow here. Asilian gets attacked by his teammate with the smoke. Good guy, teammate. keeping them on the edge of a seat. Here we go, Angel going in. Dozier is going to be setting up for that smoke onto long. Dozier's also maybe going to be flashing in for the rest of his team, allowing Adren to push in aggressively. Here we go, Angel gets the first kill. Freeze and SMF. Freeze again. It's all looking like it could go Copenhagen Wolves' way, but the bomb is going to get planted from Dozier. We've got two players on very high HP up until the point that Dozier just got dinked there. But Kutcher does come to the rescue of his teammate. Freeze gets dropped after picking up 2 frags of his own. Dozier down to 480 HP. Here comes the Molotov. Oh, probably should have had that frag. Opening up again, though. It's down to 1-on-1. Bomb's been planted. Kutcher is going to get pushed right now from the UMP, and he's looking the wrong way. And Copenhagen Wolves should have this round. It's going to be tight. He has no defuse kit, but this should be a defuse all the same. And it's going to be 9-8. Very close. Very, very close. How am I streaming if I have a bad PC? Because Dabu had some... I'm not sure why he couldn't stream in cast today, but he asked me if I could fill in, and I said yes. So, it was either that or nothing, guys. That was so, so close. Oh boy! Copenhagen Wolves with that very narrow clutch put themselves in position again to try and rinse and repeat. Flashbangs being exchanged, and Angel with the running headshot onto Hunden. Lots of people saying the nerfs to the Tech 9 weren't enough. I think a lot of people would be highlighting that clip as a real pro for their cause, because that was disgusting. A Tech 9 just runs around the corner. Easy peasy, headshot, wham bam, thank you ma'am, I'll take that M4 away from you as well. Brutal. Dozier is going to get the headshot and then the follow-up damage onto Asilian. Angel's going to be pushing again, actually looks towards sandbags. It is a common spot that you will see players just hiding behind and trying to bide their time, but this is really good from HellRaisers. But now Snappy's just opening up from quad, gets 2 kills before he silenced B. Was where Freeze was hiding beforehand, but he's rotated very quickly. That Molotov's pretty much going to land on his face, you know, and the grenade as well. He's on 70 HP. I thought I could have done a bit more damage. Quickly moves his way out of that flashbang. He spotted the player of Dozier. This would be... Oh, I was about to say this would be absolutely a nightmare if HellRaisers were to lose that round. But Kutcher holds his nerve. Gets the frag. Benoit's, yes, I'm doing all of the GOCL matches tonight. So it's this best of 2, and then it'll be flip side against Penta, and then flip side against Gamers 2. I'm casting all of them. And it'll be right here on this stream as well. 50 TV, send me a message on Twitch, dude. Then give me more information, and I'll see if I can commentate on it or not. I can't really tell you right now. Anyway, back to the action again, guys. See a couple of upgraded pistols from Copenhagen Wolves, hoping to put bullets to faces and get some assault rifles. But they did see players pushing up Banana. They're not able to really get any kills from that. Angel again with a Tech 9. He just seems a complete powerhouse with this weapon. He almost doesn't need to pick up an assault rifle. He's good to go with a Tech 9. Angel still chilling in Banana. Rest of his team starting to push in. And there is Mao. Snappy got caught napping, peeking a bit too early there. He was looking for information. There are on pistols, so you can understand why you'd be a bit antsy to try and get as much info as possible. But unfortunately, all he did there was put himself in a position to die. And now that Freeze has dropped, you're fancying this A plant in just a few moments. The last remaining player is SMF, who is in pit, alongside Hunden, who's just moved into library there, heavily tagging up Maus. I just called him Maus, which is a completely different thing altogether. Mao, I do apologise. But the result's the same anyway. And you look at the economy from Copenhagen Wolves' perspective, you know, this is not fantastic. They're probably going to have to double eco at this point. A couple players on 2,000. You've got 2,100 on Snappy as well. And they are going to be double ecoing. So HellRaisers, they could put themselves in a pretty good position right now if they were to take this round, which you'd expect them to do. Are we going to see something a bit out of the ordinary from Copenhagen Wolves trying to catch the T sign off guard. Well, it seems like a resounding no. SMF snapping in pretty much identical positions. Freeze trying to push through mid, and so does SMF, and Mao just stands there like a turret almost, and he's happy to oblige. Gets himself a quick fire double. Again, look at this. Angel is literally just running around with a Tech 9. 0 cares were given that day. He's going to get himself another kill. I want to see how much money he has. He has 4k, guys. He could have afforded an assault rifle. He's, unless I'm missing out on something, unless there's a bug, he's literally just running around the map with a Tech 9. Because why not? Is he going to buy an assault rifle here? He does. That's actually mental that that's happening. (11-9). HellRaisers have managed to beat the double eco as you'd expect, but now here comes the real terror as Freeze with the AWP flick shots to the forehead of Angel, who has been a pretty good player for them this time around. He's on 15 frags, and Freeze very nearly opens his account once more into apps. He's going to go for a repeat. Adren on 15 HP. He was tagged by the AWPer. And have another peek. This is ballsy play from Freeze, but with the reaction speed that we've been seeing him pull off this evening, you understand why he's going for this. And there we go. Kutcher walks right into his sights. Almost gift wrapping himself on a golden plate for Freeze, and he'll happily take that one every day of the week. 11-9, and Copenhagen Wolves looking to get their double digits on the board as well. Let's see. It's going to be a B push right now from HellRaisers. Let's switch on across to their perspective. Dozier is taking point. Smoke has been dropped with 30 seconds to go. That is going to hold off this push for now, but they are happy to wait just for the time being. 3 players still on A from Copenhagen Wolves, so this would be a 3-on-2 situation, but it is very much a case of them rushing into a bottleneck and through a Molotov and through flashbangs. Here we go, 15 seconds. Hunden's in a good position to strike. Asilian comes in with 2 of his own, and that is the issue with trying to rush in. You can be outmanned as a CT side on A, but not outgunned. That's what we just saw there. Asilian and Hunden chiming together, locking down A. But again, it was a case of too little too late from HellRaisers. Left themselves 15 seconds to push on the site. Very nicely timed smoke though from Copenhagen Wolves. Throwing that smoke down at 30 seconds really threw a spanner in the works for HellRaisers. Freeze tries a quick cheeky AWP shot down Banana. He did miss that one, but didn't get punished with his life. HellRaisers looking to actually push the envelope a tiny bit more, but they're going to be walking into SMF's crosshair. He does get one, tried to spin across and get the second as well, but Kutcher was faster on the trigger on that day. He's dropped down into pit, looking towards library area, throws the smoke in there, gets the second frag surely. There we go, finally. Thought I'd counted my chickens before they hatched there. And Kutcher maybe did as well. Hunden has moved around very quickly. That's a super fast rotate and works to perfection as far as he's concerned. Angel now in app so nearly caught a glimpse of Freeze. Goes back in and Freeze with a flick shot. It's these frags that are making all the difference. Every single round has gone down to these 2-on-3 situations. You could not ask for a closer game than this, a closer matchup than this. First map was 21-19. This looks like it could very well go into similar kind of territory. Bomb's been planted. 3-on-2 retake. Kutcher's only got 2 HP. But that's all he needs. He's got the headshot. There's Dozier, 1-on-1. Asilian against Dozier. Man on man, and Asilian gets the kill. And he will get the defuse. Big round from Copenhagen Wolves. And another tense clutch goes the way of the Danes. Yeah, as Idea Domji just said, this is the second map. Overpass was first, and Copenhagen Wolves won that map. It was their choice of map. This is HellRaisers' choice. So just to give you a bit of background info on how this stands. If Copenhagen Wolves were to win this, everyone that bets on Copenhagen Wolves would win skins. If HellRaisers pull this out, I think the bet would be nullified. It would be voided. For those of you that are joining us from CSGO Lounge. But for those of you that are just enjoying the CSGO action, it looks as though we could have another push coming in from HellRaisers right here, right now. Tech 9's in hand of Angel. Surprise, surprise, he loves this weapon. Kutcher is going to be lurking here. He should get this frag. He really should get this frag. There we go on Snappy. That's a big kill. And that's going to funnel the CTs in through Ruins. Freeze, the way he's been playing, I'd have expected him to actually landed that shot onto Mao. But that's more saying how well he's been playing than necessarily him failing in that position. SMF, last remaining Dane. 100% on his HP. He's got grenades, he's got Kevlar, he's got an M4. There is no reason for him to throw all that away. And very correctly, in my opinion, pulls himself back to A and saves that weapon. I agree. I absolutely detest the Tech 9. If you ever watch me play, like I do stream here, like personal streams as well, I much prefer to play with the P250. I only play with the Tech 9 because it is just broken OP in my opinion. What did they do? They nerfed it down from 32 bullets to 24, and they made the range drop off at long range, but that doesn't mitigate the terror of running around a corner close range with a Tech 9 and just insta-dinking somebody. Like that doesn't change how ridiculously powerful the weapon is at close range. And if you can't kill someone in 32 bullets, then you're doing something wrong. And these players will definitely finish somebody off in the first 5 to 10. But with all that being said, I would be interested to see if you guys agree or disagree with what I just said there. But oh, Dozia, hello. Hunden, take a seat, son. You just got served through the smoke, and then Dozia tags his teammate in the back. So yeah, that just happened. Angel did kind of walk in the way, though, to be fair, to Dozia. Nice little frag there onto Hunden. And there's Angel as well. And that's 2 quick picks, you know, from HellRaisers. And when it's 12-11 and you're on the 11 and on CT side, you cannot afford to give away any free frags. These are the rounds where you really need to buckle up and get disciplined, and you need to start tightening up that defense. Giving away 2 frags is criminal, honestly, on CT. The bomb's down, it's a round to HellRaisers. There is nothing Copenhagen Wolves can do from this point of view. And have a quick look at the position here from Kutcher. How keen is this? I feel like I may need to go and take a shower because this is disgusting. Like, he's just chilling in apps. He's like, yep, we got this bomb, no problem. I'm going to go ahead and go into apps. He's going to look in dark room, and he's going to get shot in the back from Snappy. That's unfortunate from him, but geez. He has a lot of confidence in his team, that's what I'll say.
Terrorists win.
So, Copenhagen Wolves, after picking themselves up a couple rounds here and there, find themselves once again at a 2-round deficit, and once again at a huge economic disadvantage. So P250 on Hunden, for Mass, for Snappy and Asilian, and they do have quite a few grenades to play with, so this is definitely doable from their perspective. But HellRaisers will be feeling pretty good right now. Bit of a different change of pace here from HellRaisers. We've seen them stacking Banana a lot. This time around they're opting to try and get picks into apps, realising that time and time again Copenhagen Wolves are trying to play a very aggressive defense, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is just camping in a forward position, and then it allows you to pull yourself back. So you get a lot of real estate, you get a lot of information. The downside of that, though, is what Snappy's finding right now, and that's that you can get spammed super hard, but they somehow come out ahead. And Asilian very nearly played himself into a bad position. In fact, he did do so after pushing in afterwards. He dropped his weapon as peeking and nearly got killed for it, although he was trying to pick up the AK, so you can understand. But still, very nearly got punished. Copenhagen Wolves have the player advantage right now. But how many times have we seen them in a player advantage and HellRaisers somehow pull it back? We saw this a bunch of times on Overpass. We've already seen it on T side of Inferno. Now taking point with the Anna Molly. And does get the kill onto Freeze. Got tagged up though. 3 on 3, 20 seconds to go. And HellRaisers, they are opting for A. There's 2 players in pit. This could turn into a really difficult situation for them. But Snappy gets caught napping and he gets dropped. Here comes the Adrenaline from balcony. They get the second kill. And with 10 seconds, that bomb will be planted. It's all on Hunden. And he's not interested. He's screw this noise, guys. I'm saving this AK-47. And that will be a 14th round to HellRaisers. Now the next question is, can Hunden save this weapon, or can he try and inflict a bit of damage onto the T's. It doesn't look likely. He's going to be sat here on logs. Let's have a look. Is anyone moving towards his position? No, not really. Dozier's still in pit. Mao and Adren are coming through second mid, or T apps. And Hunden will save this AK. I feel like it's a case that maybe Copenhagen Wolves are playing a bit too aggressive. I like that they're trying to get information, but it's really not working out for them. They're getting caught a lot. And I don't even necessarily mean on A side. I'm talking more about B. Asilian got a frag, but then he got picked off. And what that does is it forces Hunden to then quickly rotate towards A. And it just puts the CTs in a really, really horrible position. Sorry, not Hunden to A. It forces one of his teammates to come B, is what I was trying to say. Getting tongue-tied. Trashcaster, report me please, thanks. Copenhagen Wolves. Looks like they're listening to me. I'm telepathically sending them messages and they're listening. They're going to play more deep now. We saw what Hunden and Cillian did when they played passive. They got Crossfire down. They absolutely mauled HellRaisers. They obliterated them with that push. And HellRaisers, they're constantly waiting to the last 10-15 seconds. So as CTs, all you really have to do is just wait, honestly. And you're almost putting HellRaisers in a bad position to start with. I know it's a lot more complicated than that, but that's really what I'm taking away from some of these rounds. That it just seems that Copenhagen Wolves are playing themselves out of rounds more so than HellRaisers winning the round. Angel is playing the lurker role, trying to make a nuisance of himself, running interference on B. Kutcher, there is a player to his right hand side, up on balcony, that's Snappy. And he seems to know that as well. He's going for the molly and the flashbang, and he could get caught while his flashbang's out in his hands. That's the Mag 7. Close range to the forehead. That's going to leave a mark. And probably leave a big mess alongside the back of that wall. Dozier does get one. Gets himself a second as well. Finally gets taken out courtesy of Freeze. He's got himself a double, looking for his triple. And there we go. Copenhagen Wolves. Look, they play deep. They get the round. And they got it pretty comfortably in the end there as well. They still had 3 players alive. HellRaisers have won back-to-back rounds for quite a while now, so they are definitely able to buy up this round. Are they able to buy up next round as well? Potentially. We'll have to see. Depends on this round, of course. If they can get the bomb down, if they win it, it won't matter anyway. Identical tactic. And identical once again is Angel. This time, a bit too aggressive. Pushing out in the open there from two potential angles is never the greatest of ideas. And he got punished, but Adren and Mao are trying to mount somewhat of a comeback in this round, the 27th round of the second map. HellRaisers need to win this one. And Dozier and Adren have it all to do in this particular round. Here we go, SMF in the apps. He's going to take down the first player. It's all on Dozier now. Let's switch over to him. He's on A, he has the bomb, and he has 40 seconds to go. If he can get this first pick, it's very doable. And he knows that SMF is in apps. I would half like him to try and rotate to B here, to be honest with you, but it's much easier said than done. Please, game. Oh, well, thanks. Thanks, GoTV. Round of applause for GoTV, please. For freezing, and then suddenly it's 15-12. So I was about to say, you know, if Dozier could have potentially gone to B, it would have been really tight. Maybe that wasn't the right play. It was still going to be a tough round for him to win, and obviously he got probably picked off as he was trying to plant. But thanks, GoTV. 10 out of 10. Would watch again. Just seeing the chat explode. Vac! They teleport killed him. Yeah, everyone give a nice round of applause to GoTV. 10 out of 10. Like, awesome stuff. But, as you can see, Copenhagen Wolves, they are really up the creek without a paddle, and a big hole beginning to form in the canoe at this point. They have very little economy. They have 3 rounds to try and save to take this into overtime, and they are getting frags, in fairness to them, but they have just gone back to even. There's Kutcher as well onto SMF. 2 players now pushing down Banana. Please, GoTV, please. Switch over to the players, thanks. Thank you very much. Hunden and Asilian are back. Oh, and you're right, Dozier did win that round. What am I talking about? So it's 14-12, it's now 15-12. Jesus, I wish I'd have seen that round now. GoTV sucks even more. As I'm talking, it's all 100 and he gets dropped from out. I apologise, guys. I assume that Dozier had lost that. You never bet against Dozier. I think that's, what, 4 clutches that he's got now? So that's going to be the second map. Going to HellRaisers, which means that's effectively a draw. And if you bet on either team, it's pretty much nullified.